What's going on YouTube? So I'm going to talk about some local hip-hop from Edmonton today. And there's an album I bought from these guys I actually know. They're called Touch of Nato. This is the album called The Representatives in Intelligent Design. It was released in Up in Arms Recordings in 2007. And Up in Arms is actually the name of the studio that Nato runs. He actually owns a studio. So yeah, it's a hip-hop duo. Nato's on the DJ producer side of things and Touch is the MC. Touch has been releasing music I think since he's been like doing rap since 1994. And yeah, these guys have been in the game for quite a while. They have a great deal of respect for the game. It's not an amateur sounding album at all. It's very capable, very well produced, very well thought out, very, you know, well conceived. So yeah, Nato's beats are pretty good though. He's got some traditional, for the most majority of the time, just your traditional like drum breaks and bass lines and stuff like that, like creepy synth sounds, but there's also some live instrumentation on here, like this live Fender Rose playing, live saxophone in a few tracks. He's got, you know, your vocal samples and like some horns and violins and like the occasional cello on here and shit, but it's also mostly just mid-tempo, kind of dark vibe kind of feeling raps on there. It's not like a lighthearted, you know, hip-hop album just because it's from Canada or anything. It's got, you know, all these cool instrumental parts, deep dark grooves. One song is like he samples circus music and stuff for the song Freak Show, yeah. And then Touch is the MC, and he uses a lot of local references and stuff. He's got a kind of a very tight, very gritty flow, but he doesn't do any kind of posturing and stuff. He likes to talk a lot about his identity and why he keeps his loyalties in Edmonton. He has one song where he speaks out against misogyny and like, you know, not calling girls bitches and stuff, but he also has like a couple like borderline sexist things to say about girls, as a lot of hip-hop does and stuff, but he does like a very good job of keeping his real and defending his stance of like why he wants to stay in Edmonton. He does some psychological assessments and a couple other rappers who says he wants to battle them and stuff. He has songs about, you know, not getting paid for gigs and just like, you know, songs about the struggle, but he doesn't have an ego about it. Like I said, he keeps it very real. He's got a good head on his shoulders. These guys actually used to do a DJ night at the bar I DJ at downtown at Red Star. They did a Wednesday night and they did like local hip-hop and shit too, and I really enjoyed their night, but they don't do it anymore because they all got jobs and stuff. But yeah, Touch also uses some funny Jamaican metaphors on here that are pretty funny, making fun of like the way Jamaican people talk, like you can't have me back even if you're a Jamaican back doctor and stuff. It's pretty hilarious. These guys are actually nominated for an Outstanding Urban Recording Award in 2008 for the Western Canada Music Awards, and they actually broke some charts on they made it on the top 20 for the CMG and like some university thing. I think they were the #1 hip-hop album for a while, so they did get a little bit of accolades for this album, which is really good for them. And there's tons of guest appearances on here. They got like Woodsworth from Brooklyn, and I read an interview they got the Master Ace actually came up to Edmonton to help these guys make it, but he's not on any tracks that I can see. But it's got all these weird kind of underground MCs like the Inglewood Junkyard Dog, Mindbetter, Chasm, Nomad, another big shot rapper from Edmonton's Cadence Weapon. He's on the last song here. But yeah, actually, these guys do a pretty good job of representing Edmonton and what Edmonton's really like. Edmonton's kind of a city that likes to waste money, and it's pretty much a big ghetto populated by yuppies. Because we get a lot of oil revenue in this city, but we like to squander in like pointless, like our streets are terrible, but we always fix the streets that don't need fixing and stuff, and like we always put up condos and buildings, and we're putting up stupid ugly galleries and museums that have this like weird avant-garde, you know, architecture doesn't reflect, you know, Alberta lifestyle or Edmonton values at all. Like it's pretty much a city in denial, just run by like stupid, like poorly budgeted, like yuppies who aren't very good at, you know, budgeting their money. It's kind of a stupid city. It's pretty it's got a lot of sprawl. It's very big here. It's cold winters and stuff, and it's kind of reflected in this music. Like it's like a sprawling album too. Like it's 18 songs, 67 minutes long. Like it's a monster of an album. But it also has this very cold, very dark vibe, just like Edmonton does. So like, it's not a lot of fun here, that's for sure. But this album's okay. Not that it's not a lot of fun, but it also has like, you know, serious undertones. It's not your typical backpack, lighthearted, you know, Canadian hip hop where there's references to like funny university themes and trends and stuff. It's, you know, very intelligent, very well thought out. Some of my favorite songs in here, like song 8, it's called the SP12, and song 12 is the song about getting paid for gigs called Pay Me. And they have a song about how they actually write their music. It's song 5 called Dusky Disc Drives. But yeah, it's a pretty solid album actually. It's not amateurish just because it's local. Not much in the way of artwork on it, and it's got a little their mission statement on the inside that Nato wrote. It's a picture of the dogs right there. But yeah, I'm glad they had a little bit of success with this album, that's for sure, because it's very rare for like a hip-hop album to do anything in Canada, let alone like make some waves out of Edmonton, which is the, you know, the last place to think of for a hip-hop. But it's actually a pretty well-conceived album. The only thing I would pick on it, say it's bad with it, like it's not really all that groundbreaking or all that innovative. Like it's a very traditional hip-hop album, but at least it's well produced and well thought out. But there's not a lot of anything new on it though. It doesn't have like any kind of new ideas to offer or anything. Just a couple of new talents, new voices in the game. But yeah, other than that, like that's pretty minor. Like nothing has to be original in hip hop for sure for it to be like enjoyable and good. And this for sure has a couple of tracks that I think any hip hop fan will get into as long as you put it out of your head that it's from Edmonton, because that'll just kind of make it have a weird, you know, like give you a weird perception about it somehow just because it's from goofy Canada. But other than that, it's pretty cool. So yeah, Touch of Nato, Representatives in Intelligent Design, 2007 Up in Arms recording. It's pretty tight.